For the next 2 weeks, beginning yesterday, we are anchored into the long Last Supper narrative from the Gospel of John. It takes up 5 chapters in John's Gospel, much, much longer than Matthew, Mark, or Luke. I spoke briefly about that yesterday, but we're going to be reading excerpts from the Last Supper right up for the next almost 2 weeks until we get to the Feast of the Ascension. So let me just look at the pericope we've got here today, a small section of John's Last Supper, where he says, "If you love me, you will keep my commandments." Now, we misunderstand the impact and the meaning of love when we read here from John's Gospel. Love is not a feeling. Hollywood and romance and all that, that's not the love that's spoken about here. Love is a decision. Your parents love you. That's a decision they made. Now, they might want to kill you sometimes, and then we get mad at you and so forth, but they love you. And because they love you, they're committed to you. Love is a decision. You make a decision to follow Jesus Christ. You may have bad days, you will have good days, but you made a decision. Once you make a decision from deep inside yourself, it's like a pledge, it's like a statement of who you are. And I have decided to follow Jesus Christ. That's my decision. That's the act of love. And when you make the act of love, what's in a marriage or with family, then you will keep the commandments. You will follow up on what's needed to fulfill the statement of love that you have made. So love is a decision. It's a decision that will direct the manner of your life. If you do not love, if you do not make a decision for Christ, you will not keep his commandments. If you don't make a life statement of following Jesus Christ, then you won't keep his commandments. You don't keep the commandments first and then follow Jesus Christ. You make an act of love first, you make a decision in your life to follow Jesus Christ, and then everything else fits in after that. You'll be honest, you'll be honorable, you will follow the way of Jesus Christ. You will be truthful because you made a decision to follow Jesus Christ. Now you'll find that over and over again now. We'll come back and visit this again for the next 2 weeks. The notion of following Jesus Christ, making a commitment, being a disciple of Jesus Christ. It's not coming to church. It's not keeping the laws of the church, not using the envelopes. That's not it. To follow Jesus Christ is the first statement of who I am. Now, in theology, we have a concept, a theological construct called fundamental option. Fundamental option in theology means this is my life statement. I will follow Jesus Christ. My life statement could be a fundamental option in a marriage. I have made a commitment here. Now, once I made the fundamental option, I'll make mistakes as I go along. I'll have some error in my life, but I will not lose consciousness. I will not lose awareness of my fundamental decision in my life. And if I vary from that, I will ask for forgiveness and I will renew my commitment to what we call the fundamental option. It's a life statement. Now, we don't have that much in our society. You know, if you don't have a center, a statement in your life, then you'll wander here, wander there. Just outside London, there's a place called Greenwich. It's on the River Thames in London. And if you go there at noon, this ball will drop. It's a huge edifice. The ball will drop. That's 12 noon, Greenwich Mean Time. That measures time all over the world. It's all measured by Greenwich Mean Time. If anything goes wrong at Greenwich, it's going to mix up the time all over the world. That's the fundamental statement. That's the corner of my life. It's the fundamental statement I make in my life. You want to think about that. So when you do that, follow Jesus Christ, you will make decisions to forgive, to understand, to be generous, because that's what it means to follow Jesus Christ. Think about that today. When you're at school, since you're a follower of Jesus Christ, you will make a decision to be kind, to understand, to share, to listen, to welcome. Think about that. How do I witness the fact that I am a follower of Jesus Christ? You'll find this again now in John's Gospel. We'll come back to that over and over again, since we'll be reflecting on this part of John's Gospel for the next 10 days or so. Amen. We pause now for a moment of prayer.